In the beginning, the internet was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad idea. Jokes aside, the internet dominates our daily lives in a way that I imagine even the inventors couldn't have even fathomed. Nearly every aspect of our lives, our work, our information, communication, and entertainment all revolve around the internet and the connectivity that it provides. But where did it all begin, and what exactly led us to the version of the internet that we use today? Hop aboard and join us as we surf into the history of the internet.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Back in the 1960s, computers were huge, impossible to move, and in order to share the information in a computer, researchers would have to come to the site of that computer and physically look at it. The only alternative would be encoding the information onto tapes and then sending them through the mail. While this was a hindrance on its own, the need for quick data transfer grew exponentially during the Cold War, thus setting the sights of the government's Advanced Research Projects Agency onto the issue of making computers across the country talk to one another. In 1965, the previously mentioned ARPA managed to make two separate computers talk to each other for a brief time using telephone line and a modem as a coupler. Eventually, the design was refined and the network was able to support further distances. The first message sent between computers came from UCLA all the way over to Stanford, but crashed just after a few moments of communication. A couple of tweaks and the next time the network was stable. The fittingly titled ARPANET was born. By 1973, over 30 other academic, military, and research institutions made up the ARPANET. The next 15 years saw the creation of some fancy internet breakthroughs like DNS and TCP/IP. If you don't recognize these terms, don't sweat it too much. It mostly just means that it made it easier for more and more computers to connect to one another. In the late 80s, the internet was beginning to be used for more than just government activity, as people began to make strides in personal communication through sending messages known as email. A new and fascinating way to discuss news and even talk about interests. In fact, one of the first large mailing lists was SF Lovers, a way for science fiction fans to discuss their genre. So the biggest problem facing expansion was accessibility. The internet was still horribly inconvenient to use and practically impossible for anyone without a knack for technology to set up on their computers. Finally, in 1989, a British computer scientist, Tim Berners-Lee, suggested a new way of structuring and linking all information currently available on the network to make it widely accessible. This concept would eventually grow into the World Wide Web. In 1993, the Mosaic browser launched, opening up the public to the World Wide Web, growing the number of websites on the internet from 130 to 100,000. By 1995, a successor to internet browsing would arrive in the form of Netscape Navigator and brought over 10 million global users to the internet. As we can tell today, the internet would continue to expand at amazing rates from there.
On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace, set free. Hello, virtual reality.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
3-Minute Flicks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We create new videos weekly.